Sergeant, if you are here, I presume 𝒂𝒎𝒂 is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord 𝒂𝒎💂. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the flaming fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping and yes sir, no sir, rip and cut your throat, sir.
Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the prism bearers to kill Ketheric. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
My prodigal bloodkin is among them.
They live?
Barely. I made mince of their ugly mind matter. And if they dare return, I will strip out their offal.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away.
The gate is closed, as is 𝒂𝒎💑. 𝒂𝒎💑 and his rite of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master. And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks. Of course I envy him. Why wouldn't I? The problem with what 𝒂𝒎💑 has done is that he did it to me. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor. What's a handful of the wretch's servants? If they're anything like me when I was enslaved, they're all but begging for death anyway. After 200 years of shit, pure shit! I think I deserve something better. All I'm saying is, let's be clever about it. If an opportunity arises for me to become a more magnificent bastard than I already am, why turn it down? Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into 𝒂𝒎💑's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finally positioned for yours truly to ascend. If we don't find my brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless 𝒂𝒎💑 has changed their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead Three. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain, and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the Dream Visitor's protection. With her help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you. And what then? You are prone to impulses as uncontrollable as the gods themselves. Will you even have a say in what you do? Will you liberate the true souls from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes? Right now, your resolve feels firm, but there is no knowing how you will feel when the moment comes. You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
Hear me. Gather. The reckoning is upon us. The city thirsts for domination. March. Join.
That thing's not going to hold together much longer.
Abomination! By the one true sky, what is this madness?
The 𝒂💏 is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me.
Despite your best attempts to be subtle, the Mind Flayer's awareness is everywhere. You blunder in its presence like a warg pup learning to walk.
You must be joking. I am telling you my thoughts directly into your head. But if you insist on taking a look for yourself, be my guest.
Nothing in your colorful existence to date could have prepared you for this. As the horror subsides, you are left with only one coherent thought. You must do whatever you can to subdue the 𝒂𝒒𝒒.
Happy? Now, join me. Fight!
Aid an illicit against 𝒂𝒒𝒒. We cannot. We must not.
Your blind loyalty will be your undoing, 𝒂𝒒𝒒. Fight with me for your own survival. Together, we can turn the tide. Thank you. That was too close. Don't look at me like that. I am a Mind Flayer, yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute.
It's obscene to owe my life to a damned 𝒂𝒒𝒒. No more lies, no more tricks. I will have answers.
It was necessary. Rare are those that would openly consider a partnership with a Mind Flayer. Even those who are on a path of becoming one. I was someone once. Someone just like you. An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of Mind Flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them, rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord 𝒂𝒒𝒒. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. Not all Mind Flayers are alike. I have always valued freedom above all else. In my past life and present, it has been a burning need within me for as long as I can remember. Indeed, his hubris knows no bounds. To enslave me, that was his nature. But to enslave an Elder Brain, a questionable decision. I shall look forward to sharing his downfall with you. We fought to tame Prince Orpheus, the son of Gith herself.
Orpheus? Impossible. He was slain by 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒕 himself.
Quite possible, I assure you. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒆 declared herself queen of the 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕. 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒆 wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. A very good question. One that I have been unable to answer. That Orpheus lives at all is ruinous to �𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒆. She has done everything in her power to keep his existence a secret. That 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒆 and the Chosen found out about it. This is impossible to explain. But it was important enough to them that 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒆 sent me to retrieve it. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside and found Orpheus. I realized what the prison was for. Containment. While my body was within the prison's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You. That would be a terrible idea. The moment he is free, he will attack you. Your only defense would be to kill him, and in so doing, he would doom us both.
Even though he is subdued, you feel Orpheus's revulsion. A pulsing hatred that cannot be contained. The Emperor is telling the truth. To him, you are just another wretched Illithid.
You carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is concerned, you are already a Illithid, a sworn enemy, just like me. You are already more Illithid than you realize. It has improved you. You seek to reverse an inevitable process. A process of evolution. When I first escaped from the Elder Brain, I too railed against the change. But the longer I have inhabited this form, the more it has grown on me. Even if my original body remained intact after I transformed, I would not return to it. Doing so would only impose limitations. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change. I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you. answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an Illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not? I understand. Let us hope then that your present self will be sufficient to deal with 3 gods of death and a giant magically enhanced elder brain. But in case you change your mind... look after it. Use it when you're ready to evolve. You or your allies. It has vitality enough for you all. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain, and bring it under our control.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. The tainted blood of the mother. The traitor prince. The 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒕. He sought 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕's head in a 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕 ploy for her throne. Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕. Long ago, when we rose up against our 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏 slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕 our ruler. The first 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕 of many. It is 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏 whom my people now call Queen. Yes. Our current queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's renegade spawn. A 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕 thrall who would return us to our slavers. He convinced his own mother's honor guard to join a coup against 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕. He would have fed our empire to the Illithids had he succeeded. It was 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒆 himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle, or so the Varshas teach us. Yet the traitor's with us, controlled by that repugnant Illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would hand 𒔔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕's dominion to his 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏 masters. The astral plane would be first to fall. The others would soon follow. Entirely. 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕. Only in 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏 may we find light. This is the creed. I will not abandon all 10,000 protocols over one sovereign secret. Orpheus is not Githyanki. He is a 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏 puppet cloaked in Githyanki's skin, and the most powerful mind master known to my people. One word from his scheming lips and the people would doubt. 2 words and they would rage. 3 words and they would bow to the false prince. The Githyanki would be slaves once more, and one by one, the planes would fall to the 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum. She was sick. She had spots on her face and hands. She went to go get some herbs, and she was supposed to come back the same day. That was last 10-day, though. Wow. Thanks. My mum would like this. She's the best cook in the world. And she taught me, too. I'll look for her. I think she'll probably come soon. Thanks a lot.
What a sight for sore eyes. I believe there's somewhere you're supposed to be. No? Long overdue, in fact.
Do I know you?
No, but I know you. I was told to keep watch for you and point you towards home should you ever appear. And lo, you have appeared.
Mother Superior sent you. Go on then. Where do I go?
So close to home, and yet you need a guiding hand. Amazing how malleable, or fragile, the mind can be. First, you need to continue onwards into the lower city. Then, seek out a place called the House of Grief. It may not be quite what you expect, but I assure you, it's the right spot. Go there, and make yourself known. You will be given the welcome you deserve.
Can't you show me yourself?
Oh, no. I must remain here. In truth, I'm glad to keep my distance for now. There's been some tension in the ranks. Seems a great deal is riding on the outcome of your mission. Besides, I have business to attend to, wares to sell. Our great endeavor cannot run on faith alone. We need funds. Have a look, if you wish. Otherwise, I think we're done. Try not to dawdle too much in the city. Mother's waiting.
Te Hathran Rust.
Welcome, friend. You've joined us as we honor our fallen dead. A somber time, and you have brought a somber guest. I did not think you would willingly return, Spawn.
Well, indeed. I was rather hoping I'd never see you people again. Honestly.
Frey Valdiscdurovna. Frey Valdiscabblast.
I feel we're intruding. We should leave quickly.
Calm yourself. You will not be harmed. Our leader has called off the hunt. She wishes to speak to you.
Im oraknete. Krasinnetra. So, the impossible Spawn walks among us in the blazing sun. We have been looking for you. The last time your friend came to our camp, he stole our children, our future.
When I was hunting you, I was to bring you back here, interrogate you, discover how to save our children, and then destroy you.
But things have changed. You have changed. Is it true you left your master? That you broke the spell that binds you to him?
Well, I mean, kind of. It's a long story, honestly.
One is just as important as the other, I find. And our luck has been poor. We have tried to save our children once already, attacking 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒆 palace at first light. Even then, it was too well defended. But if his own Spawn approached, someone he thought he could control, he would throw his doors open and welcome you in. And once inside, you could do what we could not. You could save the children you damned.
You don't know 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒆 like I do. He's merciless. You want me to march into the lion's den and save your children? But I promise you, they're already dead. I spent 200 years bringing him victims. Each and every one was whisked away to be fed on that night.
But you never saw him feed yourself. He could keep prisoners for days before killing them.
I know our plight is grim, but if there is even a chance to save them, we must take it.
If our children are truly gone, then we ask for blood. I know you can understand that, Spawn.
I suppose. Yes. Yes. Revenge, I can do.
Thank you. From me and all my people. If you can do this, we will be in your debt. You have lived a life of violence and sin. You have stolen lives, broken families, and caused immeasurable grief. Doing this will not right those wrongs.
If you're trying to encourage me, you're failing abysmally.
But it will be a start. You may still be redeemed. Please go. Time is short, but we will see you again when it is done.
Aldarians! Stand with me against this tide that threatens to overwhelm us.
Please just go home. You're ruining a perfectly uneventful posting with this nonsense.
The Flaming Fists are supposed to protect this good city, but they allow trash and vermin to take our homes and goods. You're a true Baldarian, I can tell. You must understand why we need to keep these strays out of our city. Excuse me? I was born inside the city walls, a Baldarian through and through. Wherever you're from, clearly they don't teach manners.
Keep those thugs away from my family.
Zenobia! Get these squatters out of my house now!
Arthur, sweetheart, you paid me and my boys to be caravan guards, not cattle wranglers. If you want us to get our hands dirty, it'd be our pleasure. But that'll be extra.
Not if they're trying to help themselves to other people's property. I just want to remove these unlawful interlopers from my property. I can't let them stay here. What if the little brat gets into the basement? My basement? Oh, nothing interesting, just materials. I'm a craftsman, you see.
This man is definitely lying. And he's really hoping you don't pry any further.
Look, I have some very valuable components in there. I need to get that lot out before they damage something. Who do you think you are? Zenobia? People are lining up to break into my property. Do something about it.
You paid us to protect you and your high-quality merchandise on the road. And we've since arrived at our destination. As I said, anything else is extra.
This is the last time I hire someone from the guild. Fine. Here's the extra. Finish the job. Now, please show this meddler some of that famous Rivington hospitality. All right. You won. You won. What more do you want from me? Well, with Zenobia and the others gone, I don't suppose you'll take no for an answer. All right, they can stay. Are you happy now? Now I have to figure out what I'm going to do. A room can wait. After what you've put me through, I need a drink.
Hail, friend. Fine day, isn't it? Forgive me, you're in no mood to talk about the weather. Your journey here was a hard one, no doubt. Is this your first time in Baldur's Gate? Is that so? Enigmatic soul, aren't you? A word of advice, then. You might not get as warm a welcome as in days gone by. Used to be you'd arrive knowing you'd a full belly and a warm bed waiting for you. Not anymore. These days, there's barely enough to go around. Add the refugees on top and, well, folk aren't feeling too generous. Tensions. That's putting it mildly. Some well-to-dos in the city donated enough to see the newcomers right for the time being. Only they didn't bother helping everyone else. Locals going without while strangers feast. It stoked the fire, all right. Some Baldarians are kicking up a fuss round the front of the barn as we speak. If I wasn't wearing this uniform, I'd walk round there and teach them a lesson they'd never forget. The Flaming Fist isn't what it used to be. It's grown weak, corruptible, soft. It's down to honest citizens like me to stand up for what's right, uniform or no. That lot round the front, they've got it coming to them. Ha! What peace. If no one steps in, there'll be bodies piled high in the streets before long. Those refugees have been leeching on our city for too long. If we don't show them that we mean business, they'll bleed us dry. We need to march round the front and kill every last one of them. Let's see them eat our food with their guts on the floor. What do you say? Why does it matter? Innocence makes the blood run clearer.
Look at it, come crawling home, hands stained with the Bone Lord's soot. And you carry his stone. Have you lost your nerve, my blood-starved sibling? Oh, did I mangle your skull too terribly? I could end it now, but I'll be patient. Father will see us together again. He will see you bleed.
This city of stone and steel is an endless scream in nature's womb. I have felt no peace here. Your eyes, Stira. There is pain, endless and deep, but also devotion, blazing like the sun. You're in love, are you not? You are wise to admit it. When it comes to love, vulnerability is armor, truth a sword, and trust a shield. I pray you wield all three, Stira. Bring the one you love to me. I will look into your hearts and see if your love is eternal or doomed eternally.
It can't hurt, I suppose, unless you embarrass me. Then you might find yourself hurting in a whole manner of ways.
Close your eyes, little ones. Be still as stone to earth, and remember to breathe. Glorious. Your bond is sweeter than nature's dew. I see you, know you, but do you know one another? Shadowheart, an endless storm surges behind sharp eyes. Listen, think. From where does Shadowheart draw comfort on a cold, dark night?
Well put. Though I'll forgive a middling wine so long as the company makes up the difference.
Your bond beats in pleasure. It is an honor to behold. The heart craves comfort, but needs respect. How does one earn the dark-haired maiden's respect?
Very good. Just don't say it so loud.
Our touch has been that of sunlight, but now we must ask the deep, the difficult. Shame sits in the soul of all. To tame it, we must name it. Shadowheart, what is her deepest shame?
I didn't think a little game would sting so much when I agreed to this. But you're right. A perfect score. I'm flattered. Have you been studying up on me every night at camp?
I press my finger to your bond and find a shield. Impenetrable. It is beautiful. Your love is one few have. Cherish it. Go in peace, seedlings, and know that you made one whose heart was long quiet, beat with love anew.
A weary traveller, battered and bruised, you come for sustenance, no, decadence. A mien cool as ice, yet eyes burning hot. Oh yes, I know your bliss. A sturdy dwarf, a leather whip, she gives, you receive. Or have I misjudged you? Sweeting, are you blushing? There is no shame in pleasure, even less when the pleasure is pain. It's Fionn you seek, our stern librarian. She isn't here today, alas. Your penance must wait. Well, we've other ways to fill your void. A drink for one, a pair of drow for another. Choose your sin. Nisha, our lovely nymph. She's engaged in the nymph's grotto on the top floor, sweeting. The client's a favorite of hers, too. I doubt you'll be able to tear her away.
But we are blessed to have a devil in residence at the moment, a temporary guest. But he asked that I send any potential clients his way. Everyone who's paid a visit looks quite changed by the experience. Indeed he did. Raphael. Exceedingly handsome, and with a voice that could make the foulest blasphemy seem the sweetest hymn.
I suppose not nearly enough for you.
Damn, Hoots! That new batch burns stronger than a pit fiend's fist.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Take it however you want. But I'll be having my usual from now on. Oh. It's Raphael's favorite misadventurer. You've put me out of pocket, you know. Raphael bet me 5 soul coins you'd reach the city in one piece. He rented a room upstairs in the hope that you'd drop by. Ah, I forget we've never met. I've had my eyes and ears on you so long we feel like old friends. Carilla is my name. I'm Raphael's assistant, shall we say. Take your time. Have a drink. Sample the goods. Go see him when you're feeling refreshed.
I'm glad you came. Not to my door. Not yet. But to the final reckoning. One more thing before we begin, though.
For the first time since the Nautiloid, your mind is clear. It's unsettling.
I gave you back your privacy by shutting that illithid in your pocket out of your mind. It can't hear us. I brought you here because I'm true to my word, and I can make all of this tadpole business go away, which means you and your lovely friends can remain blessedly free of tentacles. Let us speak plain. I'll admit, you've impressed me. I wasn't sure you'd make it this far, but no matter how far you come, you're still on the road to ruin. A road that leads directly to a confrontation with the Elder Brain. At best, it will kill you and everyone else in this city. At worst, it will assimilate you, and you won't have enough free will left to even wish you were dead. You have the key to destroying it in the palm of your hand, though. Very perceptive. Yes. I can give you the means to break him free.
Speak, devil. We're listening.
I suppose you'd rather suck on the Emperor's tentacles till the end of your days? Orpheus is your only hope of surviving this horror show without devolving into an illithid. To you, he will be a friend. After all, you're at war with an Elder Brain. If I'd realized you were so gullible, I'd have tricked you into selling your soul for a pocketful of beans when we first met. To the Emperor, you are nothing more than a beast of burden, one that will transport it to the Elder Brain. An ox requires food, and the occasional beating to keep it moving. You are simpler. The Emperor's words serve as both carrot and stick.
Perhaps it is true that Orpheus would ally with you against the Elder Brain. But if he proves uncooperative once free, you may have to kill him.
I won't stop you. But time is running out. So don't stay away for long. If you see reason, I'll be here, waiting. Right up to the moment the world ends.
I thought I'd lost you. Something was blocking me from hearing your thoughts. Raphael. Well, thank you for your honesty. Of course, I should have known the devil would come sniffing. The stench of impending chaos is irresistible to them. And what did he want with you? How interesting. No doubt he impressed upon you the need to do so. And what did he want in return for this knowledge?
You feel the touch of the Emperor's mind peeling at the edge of yours, trying to gain access. Its thoughts slide into yours, turning through them like fingers, sifting for answers, which it finds.
You're telling the truth. Good. I am glad. But be careful. The devil is like a cockroach. No matter what you do to it, it will always come back. I doubt this will be the last time you are approached. I trust that you will continue to remember who is really on your side. Without my protection, you cannot defeat the Elder Brain. You cannot even get close to it, no matter what the devil whispers in your ear.
Come here, I'm not going to start an argument. I just want to know why you turned the boss down. Cheeky. We might be in a brothel, but I'm not that kind of gal. You should reconsider, though. The boss might be a devil, but he'll treat you more honestly than anyone else in the city. Plenty. But right now, I have one job. You. I'm talking to you openly, mortal to mortal. And I'm begging you to sign the contract. If the brain wins, the Illithid Empire returns and worlds you've never even dreamed of will die. Raphael can stop it. He wants to. And he knows how. You're the key. You always have been. He's a devil. It's his nature. He needs to get his due. I won't pretend he's an altruist, but he's looked at the balance sheet. No world, no souls. And it's hard to get leverage on an Illithid. They make terrible clients. I doubt it. But even if you do, you won't survive the fight. I'd reconsider if I were you.
Halt! We do not know how you gained entry, but your trespass shall not be punished. Lord 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒆 has been expecting you.
The Watcher's presence fades, but another takes its place. Confident, dominant, commanding.
Greetings, old friend. Orin told me you were on your way here, but I scarcely believed it. Welcome back to Baldur's Gate. Welcome home. Allow me to formally invite you to my inauguration. Make your way to the ceremonial hall.
but a triumph. You have excelled in base villainy. For he who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself becomes a monster. When you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you. You have reached the time of majority, and you shall come into your birthright. But another seeks to disinherit you. Do not let her be your death. Your father loves you. You have already made us so proud. Slaughter your line. Become the last of your line. Lord Baal shall have but one chosen.
Memories flood back, snatches of your story written in the blood of 1,000 victims. Years spent in worship of Baal, leading his savage congregation in prayer, sacrifice, and slaughter. You were their master, and he was yours. A cruel master, a dread lord, a devoted father. All is greater than you could have dreamed. You are a spawn of Baal, his heir, his scion. If you want to be free of your urge, you must confront your past. There is another. The abomination wrapped in flesh you saw in the colony. Orin. It's time for a family reunion. But be wary of your confessors. Will friend turn to foe, knowing what you are?
Stand down, villain. In the name of the Steel Watch, aggressive action will not be tolerated in the presence of the patriarchs of this proud city. The Steel Watch appreciate your cooperation, citizen.
Dearest patriarchs, but a moment. I must greet a most honored guest. Crawling back from his bloody disgrace. It's my favorite assassin. Gods, you're a sight for sore eyes. Orin told me she made a fool of you, but I should have known you wouldn't go down that easy. Then she didn't lie. The past is lost to you. Let me clear up some mysteries then. We share so much history. You and I initiated this plot. We discussed in depth the failures of our predecessors and how to avoid them. We understood that if we were to unite, no one could stand in the way of the Dead Three. So, unite we did. First, we obtained the crown. Then we enslaved the brain. From there, it was but a small step to the most successful religious hoax ever perpetrated.
It seems so.
In Baal's name, you set your bloody daggers to cause panic in the streets, killing in the Absolute's name. You would have carried out that part of the plan had Orin not ruined your hard work. Next, the threat of the Absolute's monstrous armies formed by Merkel's general, Ketheric Thorm. In such circumstances, people crave strong leaders. Leaders that bring law, order, and protection. Leaders like me, Bane's unyielding hand, author of justice. You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power over them, all out of fear of the Absolute. The faithful will do anything in the name of their god.
It was all going so well, until you vanished. Orin informed us that henceforth she would speak for the Temple of Baal, and act on their behalf.
But she made a mess of things. Unlike you, she cannot control herself.
Indeed you are. Look at you. Cold-blooded as ever. When Ketheric fell, I feared the worst. That our plans would fail like so many before because of discord among ourselves. Now you've returned. We can achieve all of our dreams still. You brought Thorm's Netherstone. You know, it takes all three to control the brain. Without Thorm's, it's become vexingly willful. The quakes are a clear warning. If nobody steps in soon, it'll free itself from the authority of the Crown. I expect it'll start with turning the Sword Coasts infected. You among them. That prism of yours won't last indefinitely. Next, the grand design. The Mind Flayer Empire reborn. If we're lucky, we'll become slaves. If we're unlucky, well, a bleak prospect. But it's a fate that can be avoided if you and I renew our old partnership. Together, we can still restore authority over the brain. It's not, but it will not follow new orders unless the Netherstones are united to give the command. When it finishes executing its current orders, it will be free to do as it wishes. That will be bad for everyone. The Crown's magic turned the brain into something the world has never seen. A nether brain. Its power is immense. Once it is freed from its shackles, I doubt we'll ever be able to bring it under control again. There's an old wisdom. A brittle alliance can never be mended. It can only break. With Ketheric felled, Orin proves treacherous. She craves the Netherstones for her own, desperate to impress Baal. She only cares for blood. And your blood and mine are of particular interest to her. Her assassins hunt you even now. They are very efficient killers. Even someone with your talents should take heed. Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. You know, she's tricked you before. She's targeted me as well. I'm well protected, but she's extremely good at what she does. If Orin obtains all three Netherstones, she'll plunge the coast into chaos and paint the city in blood. I can't let that happen. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth. So I turn to the Scion of Baal. You are his dear prince. He created you to rule. Let's make our pact anew. A divine oath, sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. Furthermore, you'll have nothing to fear from my steel watch while our pact stands. Thorm's stone is yours to keep. When you slay Orin and take her stone, you bring it here, so the three are united once again. Together we rule Faerun as kings. No, more than kings. Gods. We rule as the absolute.
The urge, the deplorably brutal urge sickens within you. When you level the world over, that dead world must be yours alone. But first you will rule. Then you will ruin.
What do you say? Shall we be allies?
I can detect no deceit. This alliance could serve us well. And if it does not, well, we need not honor it.
An ally could be useful, at least for now. And when he's no longer useful, well, we can dispose of him then.
We would not meddle in each other's affairs. This was our agreement. She came to us as Baal's chosen. We are but servants to our lords. Your presence here means your lord sees a purpose for you yet. I tolerated Orin, but I liked you.
𝑽𝒂𝒎𝒊𝒆 eyes blink in a consistent rhythm. He stands calmly, confidently. He fully intends to share his kingdom with you.
Perhaps a demonstration of why you need my help will motivate you to make the right decision. Your camp is compromised. One among you is an imposter, a faceless. Who, I can't say. I'd suggest a thorough investigation. You'll find I speak the truth.
A shapeshifter? It could be anyone. I mean, it's not me, but it could be anyone else.
The faceless in your camp is like a knife at your throat. Remove it quickly, or any alliance between us would be exceedingly short-lived. Even horror has a home. Find her nest and slay her there. The Baal Temple, your old haunt, now reeks of her ichors. Do you even remember how to find it? It's a secret even to me. You're resourceful. I trust you'll sniff it out. If the trail goes cold, follow the bodies. Before you do, come and witness as I make history as the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. Then we proceed. The Patriarchs await. Distinguished Dukes, Patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
𝒂𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
I swear.
Swearest thou true faith and fealty to the same, by word, deed, and decree, so that none may suffer?
I swear.
Gathered guests, grant ye consent? 𝒂𝒐𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕, the council appoints you Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
My friends, the Steel Watch stands ready. Let its blade fall on any who would diminish our city. And you, honored guest, will find me in my office above when you return. Do not come empty-handed.
Raise your eyes. Look upon she who conquers. Who am I? I am 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕, undying queen of the noble 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕, god regent of the 6 arms of Tu'narath. And you are abominations twice over. You carry geek parasites, and you harbor the heretic Prince Orpheus.
Glorious 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕, I am unclean. I exhort you, grant me guidance.
Hear my words, Vinisk. We are Githyanki. We move mountains. We snuff out stars. We shake the plains. The heretic prince would shatter us in an instant. The great dominion shrunk to the head of a pin.
Can this be true? Is the Githyanki prince really a threat to his own people? Or simply a challenge to 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒃's rule?
Return to the astral prism. Slay Orpheus the Pretender. Serve me, and I will ascend you. You will be no mere warrior, nor 𝒂💏, you will be 𝒂💏💏, commander of dragons, my only, my chosen. Kneel before me, make your promise.
Your parasites resonate. You feel 𝒂💏💏's ecstasy as she moves to kneel before her queen. Water and blood. They envelop you, they drag you downward. You are submerged in past, present, and future. In this endless sea of understanding, you find truth. 𝒂💏💏 believes a 𝒂💏💏 device cleanses the parasite, but it's used for extracting memories and killing the infected. 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒂 does not welcome her finest young warriors into her royal city to reward them, but to consume their essence in her quest for godhood. The Lich Queen doesn't intend to reward 𝒂💏💏, but to devour her. 𒔔💏💏 speaks only in lies.
No. It can't be. I believed you. I believed everything.
�💏💏💏! You speak against the Eternal Queen.
Mother Gith's son lives, caged by a prison of your design. Our people deserve the truth, but you have denied it to us.
I have witnessed too much, and you have given me too little. Finally, I can see. Orpheus will live, and I will hear his creed. This is my word.
Your word is nothing! You are nothing! The Kithraki will bring you. I will tear your flesh from your bones and devour your skull's marrow while you beg for death. I will consume you. I will unmake you.
You turned my eyes to the truth. 𒔔💏💏's forsaken me, and there's no going back. As long as the Undying Queen reigns, I am never to soar unbound over the astral sea, never to cross the one in the void. As it should be. Better a short life built on truth than immortality woven of lies. Better to unite the Githyanki under a prince who would free their minds and honor their bodies. So why do I feel so bitter?
Loss. It permeates every corner of �💏💏's mind. Everything she knew to be true, every plan and aspiration she ever held has been painfully ripped away. �💏💏's bitterness is born of sadness. She is mourning the loss of the person she once was, and can never be again.
How well you've come to know me. But in truth, she didn't take everything. I have what I have gathered for myself. I'm more to a new regent, a new land, and new allies. 𒔔💏💏 cannot unmake she who no longer exists. And so, from the old battle cries is birthed another. Shma Salar Orpheus, Ma Stilna Forgin in Yeri. Orpheus's will above all. May the comet blaze my path forward. Orpheus's freedom is my want and my need. To deny his freedom would be to deny my own. There will come a time When I can think about myself beyond the Lich Queen who enslaves the Githyanki and the prince who would liberate them. But that time won't come until the Prince of the Comet flies again. Raphael knows how we can free Orpheus. We must see him at once. 𝒂𝒑𝒊𝒓𝒆
I didn't think I'd live to see the day when 𝑽𝒂𝒎💑 turned her back on 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒕. But all things considered, good for her. I need to reach its very center and confront the Mother Superior. Lady Shah decrees she is no longer fit to lead. There will be plenty of others there too. If we can get them to see sense, I would rather we spare their lives. I don't want to lead a congregation of corpses like Balthazar and Ketheric. Lady Shah's blessings be upon you. What's that look you're giving me? I feel like a mouse cornered by a cat. It can be difficult to explain if you don't worship the Night Singer yourself, but I'll try. Lady Shah respects cunning, and that's exactly what you and I will need to demonstrate if you want this to continue. Rules are perhaps not always meant to be broken, but they are always intended to be bent. That kiss we shared wasn't my first, you know. Far from it. Lady Shah's initiates, we weren't supposed to have relationships. Or flings. Not even stray trysts. And yet, we found a way. Don't worry. Even if I could remember them, none could withstand comparison to you. You can frame many acts as service to the Dark Lady if you put your mind to it. Seduction can be a worthy form of subterfuge. A snatched moment can practice the art of stealth. And making a lover wait? Well, there's few finer torments, if you know what you're doing. As long as my actions can be thought of as honoring Shah or honing skills in her service, there's a great deal of flexibility to be had. I know you do. But I'm not going to let you. Not just yet. Few finer torments, but you need to understand the limitations. I can't truly love you. Not like most define it. I'll always have to keep a place for Lady Shah. But you're clever, willing, and flexible. You needn't feel left wanting. I'll give you all that I can. Just don't call it love.
How did you? Oh, it's you. I must have let my mind wander. Enough for you to wander in. Forgive me. I am drained. Ever since you killed Ketheric and took his netherstone, the Chosen's control of the brain has been brittle. Its rebellion against Orin and 𝒂𝒑𝒊𝒄𝒆 has been fierce, even as it executes their final orders. Once those orders are complete, there is a good chance it will break free.
You feel the Emperor's fear as if it were your own. An elder brain enslaved is one thing. An elder brain unleashed will be the end of everything.
Beautiful, isn't it? The mighty Prince Orpheus, contained in submissive slumber. may as well sit a while. Now that you are here, your company isn't unwelcome. Trying to guard us. The brain is restless, but I am distracted, and my lack of focus is endangering us. I'm haunted by memories. They are relentless. I can think of nothing. No one else. 𝒔𝒎𝒒, or Belin, as I knew her. I wasn't ready for her death. You thought you were my first ally. Far from it. I have long sought the allyship of others. It is the only way to succeed. Though my relationship with Belin was different from my relationship with you. In a way, but not the way you're thinking of. In life, she was my business partner, back when we ran the Knights of the Shield. A difficult task for a mind flayer. 𝒔𝒎𝒒 trusted me, and the city trusted her. I conceived the plot, but Belin took center stage. It was she who met with the merchants, politicians, and patriarchs. It was she who negotiated deals and signed off on agreements. Her rooms played host to the most important conversations in the city. Together, we brought order to chaos. At its height, everything that happened in that city went through the shield. Through us. I could not have done any of it without her. Just as I cannot do any of this without you. But now, she is gone. Astute as ever. You think that mind flayers are soulless husks who feel nothing. Belin thought the same at first. You are wrong. Feeling is vital to the pursuit of anyone's goals, even a mind flayer's. Like you, mind flayers know fear. Like you, we crave recognition. But unlike you, unlike the others of my kind, I am no slave to either. My end is and always has been freedom. Belin understood this. Belin became my freedom. I am glad you were able to learn something. Another quake. The brain is rebelling again. I need to focus.
Approaching the cells, you're met with hollow-eyed faces. There's an almost physical stink of decay and neglect.
I don't even know what this prison is. He hid all of this from me. And the others. If I had to guess, I'd say they're part of his ritual. But where in the hells do they come from?
You. I know you. You're the one from the tavern. You smiled and joked and got me drunk.
No. You're dead.
You called me so many sweet things. My name sounded like a lyric on your tongue.
Sebastian.
You remember me.
You were handsome. Shy. You'd never been kissed.
You taught me how. And then you destroyed me.
It can't be.
Beneath the dirt and blood, you notice that every prisoner has a rune carved into their flesh.
So Cazador marked them too. Bound us all to his ritual. Gods, I know so many of these faces. They're my conquests. I pursued them, seduced them, and brought them to Cazador. He told us he was feeding on them, but he turned them to spawn. He turned every last one, so we'd have souls for this cursed ritual.
How long?
What?
How long have I been down here?
170 years. You were one of my first.
My family. My friends. They're gone. You took them from me. You took everything from me. There's no escape. No escape for us. And no escape for you, Astarion. This nightmare never ends, and it's your fault! You did this, damn you! I damn you to the hells! I damn you to misery! I damn you!
Hey! Hey, you! Come closer.
Oh, God. It can't be.
It is you. I knew it. I'll kill you. Once I get out of here, I'll kill you! Camp. Monster hunters. The Gur camp. Oh, gods! My parents' camp! Chessa, focus! Resist the beast inside you. You promised! It's your fault! You did this to us! Didn't he tell you? He's the one that kidnapped us! He's the reason we're spawns! I'll kill you!
Yes. Now that you, mention it, I may have done that. Don't look at me like that. Cazador's orders. Quite the deviation from my usual routine, of course. Capture, not lure. I didn't bring them in with sweet rolls or anything. I really forgot about them. Felt nothing the moment I handed them over to him. Oh. I suppose there's a good chance they will. What use is it, though? They're lost. Ravenous. Feral. They'd attack any mortal on sight. All these people were ruined because of me.
Parents? You've seen my parents? I miss them. I think. Or perhaps it's the hunger. Oh, I don't know. It's so hard to tell. You should go. Leave us here. We shouldn't be out there. We'd hurt our families.
Behind the exhaustion, starvation, and fear, recognition stirs in her eyes, and with it, hope.
You really mean it? Cazador's got this stuff. It controls the doors. If you get it, you can set everyone free. If you get it, somehow. Please. Whatever you can do.
What are you doing? They're going to tear me to shreds. They'd never forgive me for what I've done. I was in the prime of my life when I was turned. Everything was taken from me, too. I never want to see these little scraps of misery again. The world doesn't need to know my shame.
Who stands before us? Is this truly our prodigal son? Do not slouch before me, boy. Have you no respect for yourself? Look at you, crawling back after abandoning your family. You should be begging our forgiveness.
Forgiveness? You've never forgiven anything. Every mistake, every slip was punished.
I strove for perfection in all things, even those as imperfect as you. A pity you amounted to so little, despite my efforts.
No! No. Fuck you. And fuck everything you've ever done to me!
I suspected you would return to me changed. Never did I imagine you would be so wretched. Oh, thankless child. Did I not bless you with our immortal gift? Did I not make you what you are?
You son of a bitch.
You truly forgot my power. You truly thought our bond as creator and creation was all that stopped you from killing me? Oh, you are weak, my child. You are a small, pathetic little boy who never amounted to anything. But today, you will finally do something worthwhile. You will burn, and I will ascend.
No! Stop him! Get me out of this!
Witness the birth of the Vampire Ascendant! 𝑽𝒂𝒎𝒑𝒊𝒄𝒆!
No healing sleep for you! Wake up!
Get your hands off me, worm!
I'm not the one in the dirt. One last thrust, and I'll be free of you. I'll never have to fear you again. But if I finish the ritual you started, I'll never have to fear anyone. Ever.
You think me a fool? That I would allow anyone to usurp me, speak the words, and ascend in my place? The runes I carved into your flesh bind you and all 7,000 souls to the ritual. Complete it, and those bearing the scars will be sacrificed, you included. You are simply a means to an end. I made you to be consumed.
I am so much more than what you made me. I can do this, but I need your help. These people died years ago. Trust me on that. All that's left are feral spawn, desperate for blood. If we release them, how many people will they kill? Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands? But if I complete the ritual, think of the power I'll have. With me by your side, we can save the city. We can save ourselves.
You can see the fear in his eyes, but also the hunger. The thick smell of blood in the air and the promise of power being so close is intoxicating to him. All he can see is the power of the ritual and the freedom that power brings. The freedom to do anything, to be anything.
I need your eyes, in a manner of speaking.
What do you think you are doing?
Unmaking what you made me. Use the parasite. Link your mind to mine. Through your eyes, I can see the scars on my back, and copy them onto his.
You would not dare!
I would. And I will. You will be consumed, and all the power you've lusted after will be mine.
I sacrificed others so that I could become who I needed to be. I won't deny you the same chance.
Help me do this. Please.
Your minds join and your two selves become one. You can feel the knife in your hand, see the scars on his back, and taste his hunger for power.
Yes. Yes. I see it.
What are you doing? Don't! Ah!
No! No! No!
There. Perfect.
Ungrateful child! Wretched child!
Time to take your place. Dominus, has animas offero in sacrificio.
No! This isn't the way!
Don't you dare! I can feel their power flowing into me! Nunc volo potestantem quam policitus es mihi! That ache in my stomach, that hunger, it's gone. I'm free. I'm finally free! Oh! Oh, it feels delicious. I think the answer to that is, whatever they damn well please! Come on, let's get out of here. I have a brand new world to explore. This is it. The hopeless dream dreamt by all of my kind. I am the greatest vampire to ever walk this land. Even the pale knight would have knelt before me. Never again. I will not think about him. I don't even want to say his name. Everything has changed. I felt so very little for so long. My edges dulled over the numb years rotting in the boudoir and kennels. Now, I can hear it at last. See it at last. How all the lowly creatures of this plane are begging to serve. How to call upon them. Scurrying footpads in their safe houses. Rats below our feet in their filthy holes. The crows in the night above. They will obey. The world will stir in fear. Oh, I wouldn't be so sure. The very composition of my blood has been altered. This is but the beginning. I already hear the world whispering in sweet surrender. And I feel alive.
I had hoped to avoid this path. I had hoped you would choose the better road. A fool I was to ever hope a beast like you could be saved.
Oh, please. There's no need for such language. I promised you Cazador's death, and I more than delivered. I even killed a few thousand spawn whilst I was at it. You should be thanking me for saving you the trouble.
There is no greater or lesser. There is only evil. And it stands before me.
Look at the hate in their eyes. They won't ever stop hunting me.
We gave you a choice, and you chose power, as your kind always does. But I still have hope for you, that you will make a better choice. Will you stand against evil? Will you help us destroy this monster? There is not.
My dear, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Kill them. Kill them all.
You probably expect me to turn into a sea of mist, run wrong side up on roofs, and to call on legions of wolves in battle. This will all happen in due time. But for now, patience is required. I hear the whispers of the night, but I can't yet speak its language. It's going to take a while to become acquainted with my new self. Have I? It's possible. I think my instincts have become so quick that the world around me can't catch up. Everything is moving at a grinding pace. I feel like I will live thousands of hours every day. Everything lies ahead. I can see my path to a waking dream. From the Crimson Palace, I will govern day and night. Create a city of spawn who bow before me. Cast a fog over the world for my children. But first, we must manage the trifling matter of the brain. Perhaps it will listen to us. Perhaps it too will serve. Vengeance has been reaped upon 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒆, but not the world that made him. Not the world that makes people like him. Shut up! You don't know what it was like. You never will. Baldur's Gate is a city of opportunity like no other. And I don't intend to let one like this pass us by. The urges are calling on you again, aren't they? I haven't seen you sleep through the night once in the past days. I knew you had some nasty habits, but I didn't want to pry over much, but bloody hells. A Bhaalspawn. Probably more Baldurian parents scare their children with stories of your kind than mine. I thought your kind was extinct. Goes to show, you should always check your facts. So, how are you feeling? Keen to reconnect with your family? Or ready to throw yourself in an oubliette? You know, though I don't look a day over 100, I was alive in Baldur's Gate when the Bhaalspawn first arose. I was barely aware of it, locked in the kennels as a young spawn. Rather thrilling. I get to watch the bloodshed firsthand. I felt very unfashionable missing out last time.
Welcome back. We've been awaiting you, Shadowheart. So, the rumors are true then? The Dark Lady has blessed you. Most curious.
I need to see the Mother Superior.
All in due time. As I said, in due time. First, you submit to the mapping of the heart. Only then can we know what is to be done with you. Follow me.
You seek to be unburdened, yes? The mapping of the heart can reveal the way. Yet, there is another here whose need is great.
That voice. Allow me. I think I'm supposed to do this.
Do you know why you are here?
I have a mission to fulfill. I must...
You had a mission, yes. But did you succeed? Or did you stray? Now give me the true answer. What is your purpose in being here?
The artifact. I was sent to retrieve it, at any cost.
And who tasked you with this mission?
The Mother Superior of It's you.
Give me the honor of my name, in full.
can't. My memories...
I know what's in that head of yours better than you do, girl. My name.
Mother Superior... 𝑽𝒂𝒎𝒑𝒊𝒓𝒆.
You still have the wits to recognize your betters. Good. Now descend. You have much to answer for.
An astral projection. We should take this one seriously. She's clever by half.
I thought you might try to flee rather than face us. Perhaps you are braver than I thought, or more arrogant than even I can fathom. No matter. You are here now to face the Dark Lady's judgment before a gathering of your peers. Give the artifact, and perhaps we will be merciful.
No. I already faced Lady Shah. I passed her trials. I wielded her spear, and now I am her mortal voice. I have been embraced by her in ways you could only dream of.
Nonsense! Ravings! You've strayed, girl. You've failed Lady Shah's mission and allowed ambition to rot your mind.
Tell her. Tell them all. Tell them how the Night Singer has blessed me.
I did not consent to questions. But I suppose you have undergone a great deal to reach this place. And anything I tell you cannot compromise me now. For you will either leave on my terms, or not at all. Whispers reached my ears from all corners. Potential rivals of Lady Shah, all vying for the same prize. A new god, amassing the disaffected, the outcasts. Those who should turn to us. This absolute is but an upstart, disturbing the natural order and threatening to impede the glorious return of Lady Shah's pure, endless darkness. I had to act. I had to strangle that foul conspiracy while it was still in the cradle. We learned all we could. The artifact was the one thing the absolutists feared. The one thing they desperately wanted to keep out of their enemy's grasp. I had to have it. To fight so many foes openly could prove unwise. Shah's children are better deployed as daggers in the shadows, not massed upon a battlefield. So let the others fight while we wait. Once they are spent and bloodied from each other, we would slip in and take the prize. Alas, most of those I sent perished. All but one.
Lady Shah protected me. She guided me, elevated me. And now she wants me to cast you down. Tell them what you witnessed. Tell them how Lady Shah favors me.
I shall stand with Shadowheart.
So be it. A traitor's end awaits you all. These are the desperate lies of trapped vermin, nothing more. You are deluded, girl.
I'm not here to convince you, Mother. You are already disgraced in Lady Shah's eyes. I merely wish to give the others a chance to repent before they are dragged down with you.
A coup attempt? Shadowheart will need all the help she can get if she's to win over the remaining diehards from 𝑽𝒂𝒎𝒑𝒊𝒄𝒆 ranks.
I sank a spear into the heart of the Moon Witch's daughter. Lady Shah rewarded me. She turned the pain that once held me back into the power that now drives me on. And she told me to cleanse her church of those who failed her.
The traitor's ranks swell, like a corpse left under the sun. I will take joy in making each and every one of you suffer. Enough talk, girl. The sooner we finish this, the sooner your blood can be sluiced off Lady Shah's sacred grotto.
Enough speeches. The odds are already in my favor. Do you think the Dark Lady would want you to die for a lost cause? Or show some cunning and live another day?
No matter. I built this place from nothing. I can always start anew once you've been dealt with. You were right about one thing. Lady Shah's church does need to be cleansed. By my hand.
So you think you have won? Time will tell. Far easier to claim something than hold on to it. They will turn on you in time. When you hear the whispers and see the blades drawn, remember my face.
I won't remember you at all. Nobody will. Kill her or turn her loose. It doesn't matter. She's finished either way.
I'm adept at it. 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒆.
It can't be. Another vile trick.
That was me. I did that. How?
This was my gift to you. Power is not created. It merely changes from one form to another. Their pain becomes your might. Their suffering furthers your glory.
I don't understand. Who are these people?
Arnell Hallowleaf and his wife, Emmeline, once. They were among the most fanatical of my sister, Selûne's followers. But for years they have been here, resisting my embrace, just as I wished them to. Their wrong-headed resolve allowed me to shape you. But I need not tell you. I can show you. It is time to remember. Time to remember everything.
You find yourself thrust into Shadowheart's mind. But it's different than before. There's more. More than you or she can comprehend. A flood of restored memories, finished thoughts, revealed secrets.
They're my parents. What have you done to them?
We, child. We did this to them together. my power, and your will.
Jennifer? Jen? Is that you? Why do you look so tall?
It's not her, Em. It's just another trick. Another way to hurt us.
It's me. I'm Jennifer.
Jennifer is no more. She never left those dark woods. It was Shadowheart who emerged. This woman gave birth to you. But I made you. I am your mother. A sacrifice is not a sacrifice if it has no meaning. This is the final step. Snuff out the last embers of your old life, so that you can finally be who you were meant to be. Kill them. For me. Then I will take the memories away from you again. Loss will heal you, and you will be my right hand at last. I am neither. I am nothing. I am the empty room, the dreamless sleep, the shadow's shadow. There was no pain before my sister set the sun aflame. Now you exist to suffer, until you find your way back to my embrace. Do you remember your training, child? I know you do. All the times you stood in this room, wondering why this pair seemed so familiar. All the times you honed your skills on them, they remember everything. The pain, the pleading, their torturer wearing their daughter's face. End their nightmare. Give them peace.
Do what's right. I think I lost sight of that some time ago. Better to just serve blindly.
Whatever happens, we love you all the same.
We never stopped. Thank you, Moon Maiden. You let me see my Jennifer, my baby girl, one last time.
Don't call me that. My name is Shadowheart.
You are just lost, Jennifer. Selûne will show you the way home, in time.
My name is Shadowheart!
It is done, and done well. They are with me now, in my endless dark, and from them, you can draw endless power.
I still remember.
No longer. Forget. Forget and rise.
It's done. This place is mine now. Shah's forces are mine when I need them, and her power, it's right at my fingertips. I can't believe it. Sacrifices. My final test, whoever they are. A rather meager offering to the Dark Lady. But it's not my place to question her. It's time we left. We're not finished with the Absolute just yet. Only now, Shah's forces are mine to command, when the battle comes. Sacrifice has been made. I am Lady Shah's right hand now. It has all been worth it. Every step, every trial, every drop of blood. That was always a fragile, elusive thing. Ever since I slew Nightsong, I didn't want to surrender it then. Perhaps now, as first among Lady Shah's children, I can give myself leave to do as I like. But all that must wait for now. The Night Singer's Church cannot thrive if the Absolute isn't stopped. When the time comes for the final battle, Lady Shah's faithful will be ready. Until then, we should continue to do what we must. A beautiful night. Not even a hint of moon to sully Lady Shah's dark sky. Allow me to be frank. We can't presume we'll get to share another night like this. There's a battle coming. Not everyone is going to make it. Faith is one thing I have in plentiful supply. In fact, it's what I wanted to talk to you about. We should make an offering to Lady Shah, to seek her blessing and protection against what lies ahead. A nightfall ritual. Lady Shah's followers honor her with an act of wickedness, carried out in her name. Then they feast, knowing they carry the Night Singer's blessing anew. Help me do this. You will not regret it. Wait until the others are asleep, then come with me. It might just save your life. This is the spot. Looks like someone's left poor Seluna untended. Fine suggestions all. Perhaps another time. After I offered up the night song to Lady Shah, her blood was on the spear, on my hands, on my clothing. I wrung out every drop I could. Saved it for a special occasion. Let's see what comfort we can offer a grieving mother. You did well. I hope you're not trying to surpass me in Lady Shah's graces. Oh, yes. Show me. Stop being so gentle. First, the act of wickedness, then the feast. But I think this will count as both at once. Did you want something? If not, I'm perfectly happy to just gaze upon you a while. Those that are worth remembering, yes. Lady Shah is ever wise. She knows what I do and do not have to know in order to be her most loyal, most effective servant. My training knowledge, my experiences, my will and faith. Everything I need to be leader of the cloister. Anything that's missing, well, I can't miss what I can't remember. I have all I need. Of course. From the first time I laid eyes on you right until now. That's all safe. I wouldn't surrender even a moment of it. What in life isn't? I consider myself blessed to have a goddess guide my very mind. You've been with me all this time. You know exactly what I've sacrificed to achieve this. I had hoped you'd learn to not try and sour my relationship with Lady Shah, but clearly not. Let us speak no more of this.
You gaze upon murder's progeny, child.
His most ill-trusted zealots.
His faithful departed.
Prodigal servants. Each returns to do his bidding eternally.
This is the court of the Dread Lord's Tribunal. I am its custodian. Here come those who seek to transcend. Aspirants of his most profane order. The would-be unholy assassins of Baal. But you are no mere aspirant. I did not expect to see you again. So it is true. You have returned.
𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒏𝒕, a Baal spawn who failed to become chosen long ago. Spilled stain of Father's divine essence left out to dry. Is he your cousin? Great uncle? Brother even? Baal's bilious waters are always a little murky.
I have heard it said you lost your memories. Let me revive them. You were once Baal's favorite. You worshipped him the way he would wish. Your bloodlust innate. Your thirst for butchery unslakable. But you were foolish enough to think yourself untouchable. You didn't see Orin rising through the ranks. You were blinded by her artistry, her devotion. You believed she worshipped you as much as all the others. Your fall was as spectacular as your birth. The purest Baal spawn there ever was. Ruined by his own hubris. But now, you have returned. Tell me, are you here to have your vengeance on my granddaughter? She is the child of my child, and your bloodkin. But she only seeks the Baalian favor you were born to inherit. She may have usurped you once, but all her rites and rituals will never match her to your natural gift. Baal is about to name a new chosen. All is between you and my granddaughter, Orin, now. And Orin has much to learn. Our Lord does not care for beauty. Baal cares only for death. Death in numbers. Death in droves. It is a lesson Orin will only learn in death. I wonder if you will be the one to teach her. She wronged me. In killing her, you honor our father with a eulogy of blood. I have heard of the duel Orin proposed to you. She seeks to sacrifice you in our father's temple. She dreams that your corpse will be her masterpiece. But she forgets, before your incident, you were the true master. You were murder, pure murder. No excesses, no pretensions. I believe you will be the one to slay Orin. And when you do, remember Grandfather 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒅. Remember how he helped you. Return to visit him. And tell the blood-drenched tale of your victory. We have a sacrifice prepared for you, child of murder. Let us celebrate your becoming. Come, child of Baal. Offer thanks unto your father for your birth, and in so doing, be reborn anew. Slaughter this celestial being. Spill its blood into the void, and through eradication of its goodness, be exalted.
Took you bloody long enough. You've no idea how wrinkles like mine get caught in chains like that. I suppose some thanks are in order. You did a good job putting a stop to those Baalist Burks. You might not be finished. I am. It's plain to see that I'm well out of my depth here. But you... well, you gave these reprobates a proper seeing to. You clearly have what I don't. Courage, insight, heroism. The city needs you. I overheard these pigs talking. There's a Baal temple deep within the old Undercity that the cult is using. A century ago, it was destroyed by a group of heroic sorts. Let's hope history repeats itself, eh?
Are you real? Is it really you? You have to help me, please! There was a lady, Orin. She found me and my cat Grub, snatched us off the streets, and she made me eat him. Then she told me to start running. She said that when she catches me, she's going to eat me too. She's coming. Oh, please, please don't let her take me. Fleeing on the heels of a babe. I thought you were stronger than that.
Look at it. Father's favorite, all lost and wandering. Have you forgotten the way home? Should I set your lapdog to screaming? That could help you find the way. The little lordling has been whispering in your ears. He always knew how to tumble and twist your mind matter, leave you knotted in his cords. 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒆 betrays us, bloodkin. He sets a leash to our slaughter, uses us to drive the herd towards his tin men's oppression. You must kill the tyrant, smear him across his rock-rotten halls, and pluck the netherstone from his carcass. Then we duel, sweet slaughterkin. The winner claims the stones. Baal's true chosen. The loser rots on his altar. Agree, and I will bring my assassins to heal. They watch you always, longing to spray the crimson from your veins. Refuse me, and you'll learn what happens to those who defy Baal's doctrine. So will your friend.
So, this was Orin's intention. A combat against a fellow scion of Baal, witnessed by the Lord of Murder himself. Accept and you must kill 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒆. Refuse and the child's life may be forfeit, as might your own. Orin's assassins will hunt you like prey for slaughter.
You forget how Father's blood clots our veins. It must be returned to him, seeped straight into his grim-born jaws. But first, you must make gutspill of the tyrant. Do not underestimate his steel watch. Seek their cradle in the lower city and skewer their skull meat. Make them rust and blood. Then you can gore the lordling again and again and again. But listen close, bone killer. Come to my temple before you turn 𝒂𝒏𝒆 to carrion, and I will ready your friend's corpse to greet you. Baal is waiting, slaughterkin. Do not disappoint him.
Oh, master, master, master! You have come home to your royal dwelling. But why did you exert yourself so getting here? I was waiting to open the door. Lady Orin told me not to let you in. But I'd never listen to the pretender to your fetid throne. 1,000 succubi could give me no greater delight. There's a puddle of blood on the floor as you walk in. Careful, don't slip.
Shh. Your savior approaches, scuttling in without the tyrant's wrath. You are a mangled bloodbrain, thinking Father could be refused. I know what you did. Spilled my grandfather's crimson. He was mine. He showed me the way to slice and slit. He guides my dagger still. Did it think it could protect? Did it think it could save? Only the blades can offer salvation. You do not lie, underling. It is your blood I am destined to spill. Your death spit will stain these walls, little lamb. You still don't remember, do you, bloodkin?
How you screamed as my knife slit your skull. Your brain juices, sticky and sweet. A little hole, big enough for the worm. Your body, a blood sac to feed it. The favorite of Baal turned meat puppet, strung up by the sinews and plucked by my hands.
A straggling memory rises. Day your tyranny should have engulfed this world. it was you who were the first to be enslaved. Oren's smile was the last thing you saw, her bright blade glinting as she chiseled into your skull. Her reckless digging left your mind shattered. She robbed you of your bloody birthright, reduced you to nothing. Nothing but pure hate. And now it burns, yearning for vengeance.
Husk, maggot, a ball spawn, sliding in filth with these pigs. You don't deserve the Murder Lord's blessing. It opens its lips and spews filthy lies. No, no! None can resist Father's blessing. He tells me, whisper quiet, the lies must be cut from your throat. Come close, my death's heads, but keep your blades unblooded. Bar demands a jewel. He wants to taste my domination. An altar flowing with his own unwilling flesh. Draining, dying, drip, drip, drip.
The changeling stands no chance, fiendish one. Eviscerate her.
The Murder Lord's blessing will be mine once I peel the skin from your carcass.
Master, you are the chosen one. He is near. He comes for you.
An offering of his affection for you, or confirmation that he owns you.
You refuse me. You are my spawn. Your veins course with my unholy blood. Your life is mine. Accept your inheritance, or I will reclaim it. You were made to conquer, to devour. You reject my blood, and so I will reclaim it.
For the first time in over a century, silence falls over the Baal temple. No chants, no screams, no prayers. In the end, your own death brought you more joy than any you wrought on this land. You are slipping into peaceful oblivion. But your journey is not over.
Thou hast defied Baal, thy liege and father, and in doing so hast earned a place among champions and heroes. But alas, thy courage was in opposition to the divine cosmology that bound thee to the Lord of Murder. Thou art now faithless, godless, and doomed to wander the fugue plane for eternity. I will not permit that, though all the powers of life and death dictate that it should be so. I, too, still hold some power, and I invest a portion of it in thee, who hath challenged the gods and now liveth to tell of it. Thy fight is not over, and it is thy fight. For one who can look upon Baal and oppose him can survive any crisis. So rise, challenger of gods, and prepare for battle once more. Death will not claim thee whilst I endure. A scribe, a seneschal, a keeper of records, and now thine advocate, both here and in the city of the dead. There is no true rest for those like thee, faithless. But when victory is won, I swear I shall find thee a home. The sole way to atone for thine actions is to do better in a new dawn. That dawn has come. Baal tried to extinguish thee, but his wrath is imprecise. He only succeeded in killing the part of thee he knew. The urge that drove thee to terrible acts, the spark of brutality that made thee his. But there is a new part of you that hath grown during thy travels. That part Baal could not extinguish, and so, instead of destroying thee, he hath made thee anew. The heart of a savior hath overshadowed the mind of a murderer. Thou hast vanquished thine urge. I know all, but to state truths is to interfere, for the minds of mortals are easily swayed. My place, for the most part, is to observe. This intervention, the reclamation of thy soul, is beyond mine ordinary remit, but thou art extraordinary, and so are these times. Today, thou art born anew.
You're the author of your own tale now. Well done.
Greet the bloodless dawn, child of none.
There is so little of you left. There is nothing left to do but write yourself anew.
You have the Netherstones.
They resonate with my own. I commend you for putting an end to Orin's madness. She must be screaming bloody murder in the hells even now. How was the reunion? I trust you demonstrated your particular spark of creative genius. I always preferred your methods to hers. You have mastery over your urges. Orin was consumed by her gruesome obsessions. I see murder as a grim necessity to provoke a desired response from those who witness it. To Orin, it was a pleasurable pastime. I don't even want to know what it is to you. My involvement with Orin was never a true alliance. A mad dog understands the yank of the leash and the hand of its master, but it cannot be an equal. You can be my equal. We will raise a black keep in Baldur's Gate. Then we will conquer the Sword Coast and unite all its peoples under our rule. But first, the brain awakens. We must act now. Faithful, come forward. Hand me the Netherstones, and we will rule as one.
Call me cynical, but I'm not sure we can trust the god of tyranny's chosen to happily share power.
Half a smile shows he is teasing you. He doesn't think for one moment you'd fully submit to him, nor should a spawn as formidable as you.
I'm not here for games. Hand me the stones, or face the black hand of Lord Bane. As they should. I was merely testing you. This should be an alliance of peers. You've got a backbone, and the makings of a leader. The Dark Lord Bane blesses our alliance. Our time is short. The Elder Brain is held beneath the city. We must go to it if we're to control it. There is a vessel to the Morphic Pool where the brain feeds. I will wait for you at the pool. With the Netherstones in hand, the brain can't resist us. We will be absolute, with an infected army at our beck and call. First, we take Baldur's Gate, then Faerûn. All of Toril will soon follow, 1,000 kingdoms at our command. The brain is about to break free. We have no time to lose. We either shackle it by the force of our will and usher in a new age, or the city breaks. You have survived shadows, defied gods, and overcome many challenges to be here. But that doesn't mean you're ready for what comes next. For that, you will have to be much, much stronger. I don't doubt your conviction, but I'd be a fool to expect victory. The brain has grown incredibly powerful. Confronting it is madness, but there's no other way. If either of us falters, both of us die. Come, let's end this. Rise. I, Lord 𝑽𝒂𝒎𝒂𝒏𝒕, chosen of Bane, command you.
It's close. Have the stones ready.
Dark Lord. How did it grow so large?
You think you know why you are here? You think you can atone for giving me my power, child of Baal? By destroying me with the nether stones. You are wrong.
It's messing with your mind. Don't listen to it. Use the stones.
As I intended. The crown is now mine to command. Mine alone.
Don't listen to it. Focus on the crown.
Crown is not my weakness. It is what made me what I am.
You are delusional. The crown is how we controlled you.
I respected Baal's child once, but not you, 𝑽𝒂𝒎𝒑𝒆. I allowed you to control me, as long as it suited my purpose. You have played your part. The next order to be given is mine, and it is this. Die.
I get silver blade!
When the parasite entered your ruined mind, you became a pawn in my design. Who do you think told the Chosen about the astral prism? Who do you think planted the knowledge of Orpheus's power and the fear of what it could do? When the Chosen sent my thralls to retrieve the prism, who do you think let the Emperor slip its leash, knowing it would be the one to bring you to me?
Were you a part of its plan?
I only needed one Netherstone Lixent from the Chosen's grasp to guarantee my freedom. You brought all three back to me. In doing so, you have liberated me. This was your role, and it is complete. Now you will witness the grand design.
We have to stop it! It's now or never!
you out just in time. The situation is worse than I thought. This is an elder brain, no longer. The magic of the crown has caused it to evolve. It has become something more. A nether brain. I was as surprised as you were. It has been anticipating our every move from the start. I underestimated it. We will need to rethink our plan. I have assessed our encounter with the Netherbrain from every angle. I know why we failed. The problem was not the stones. The problem was you. You can make only one move at a time, but the Netherbrain calculates every possible move at once. It knows what you will do. It knows everything you could possibly do. You cannot outmaneuver it. To defeat it, you would have to think like an Elithid. Better yet, be one. Your mind is not capable of this. Mine is. You will give the stones to me. I will assimilate Orpheus, and then I will be able to leave this prison to face the brain.
Assimilate him? Skva! No, we must liberate him.
Impossible. You have no means of liberating the Githyanki prince. If the Netherbrain is to fall, the prince must be assimilated. I will consume his thoughts, his knowledge, his brain.
So you would kill him? He is Gith's heir. You'd be the Githyanki people's betrayer. You'd be my betrayer.
I realize he is of some significance to you, but he is of even more value to our cause. Thank you. Now stand aside. I will assimilate the Githyanki's power in your stead.
Stop. You would keep my people chained to their damnable queen. I should have trusted my gut. Driven a blade through your throat at first chance. You want Orpheus dead. You'll have to kill me first. Lies! You have been seduced by empty promises, gate tricks! To think I ever hoped for more from you. You have damned my people for eternity. Assimilate Orpheus, and I will rip off your every limb and bask in your agony. By Gith's eternal grace, do it. We will end the grand design, and then we will go our separate ways.
Do not judge me. Come, we must follow the brain's path. This time, we will not fail.
I'm gonna be sick.
We have lost much already, and we will lose more before the day is out. You may not have expected to be here. You may not have wanted this fight. The soldiers around you may not be friends. In fact, they may be strangers, antagonists, enemies. But today, they are your allies. For today, we fight a greater evil than any of you have ever known. And we cannot fight it alone. Though it may not be your city, though it may not be your cause, you must find it within you to fight, side by side. For today... You're late, friend. This is the one you spoke of.
The very same. The one who comes to save the city. They will lay the final stitch on the fate of Baldur's Gate.
The Fist examines your illithid ally with suspicion. He was not expecting the savior of Baldur's Gate to be accompanied by a mind flare.
Appearances may change, but they do not mask the one within. This one, I know. Observe with whom it travelleth. Friends. This mind flare will fight with thee. It will save thy city and thy lives.
The Fist eyes your illithid ally with suspicion, softening to curiosity. His hostility melting at the recognition that there's more behind those eyes than malice.
My steel is yours, and I'm not alone.
I'm in the mood to crack some skulls after that fuckery in the Temple of Baal. The City Watch will be glad to oblige me.
My dark forces are at your command today. We have a common goal.
I was the first Dark Justiciar in a generation, but soon will be Legion. And today, we fight at your side.
Glad to have you with us, and not a moment too soon.
The air is thick with anticipation. All eyes are on you. They're expecting a speech, something to stir their hearts and put fire in their bellies for the fight ahead.
Well said. We'll prepare ourselves. We'll be ready when you call upon us. May your weapons sing through your enemies' throats.
Leave
is the crown. The very thing that has been amplifying the Netherbrain's power. And the very place that we will be able to dominate it. That's where we should use the Netherstones.
What the hells are those things?
There you are. The rat catcher became alone. The daughter of darkness. The hatchling who rejected her queen. Murder incarnate. You are spectacular specimens. And you will make spectacular thralls.
Even bound, its will is stronger than anything you've ever felt. The chains shake, threatening to break at any moment.
It's vulnerable, but not defeated. Use the portal. We will bring it down together.
Absolute freedom! Impossible! Pain! Fear! Terror! Reconsider! Assess! Implore! Surrender!
Subdued at last. It begs for its life.
Spare me. Join me. Wield me. Become absolute!
It pleads because it knows I am its master. I will finish this.
The brain is on the cusp of its final thought, and it's taking all of the Emperor's strength to keep it there. An opportunity, perhaps.
We could do it, you know. We could rule the world.
Master, I must obey. I must end.
Hopes, nightmares, and the screams of legions upon legions of unborn lithids. The pain rips through you, obliterating all thought, all feeling. Your tadpole burns in your brain. Silence. Free of urge and worm, your brain is battered and bruised. But it is yours. Yours at last. Everything you did, everything you sacrificed, it was worth it. For this.
It's done. The Netherbrain is defeated, along with the grand design, praise Mother Gith.
We did it. The Netherbrain is dead. I can't feel the tadpole. They must have all died with the brain. That means we can't turn into mind flayers. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with being a mind flayer, of course.
It makes little difference to me. I did what I had to secure my freedom. And in spite of your resistance to evolution, you have proved a good ally.
Skvar, you may have succeeded, but I have failed. Gith's son is dead, and 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒆 has abandoned me. I will be hunted by her Inquisition to the ends of the world. I must leave. I have nothing more to gain by being here. You, my ally, my peer. It will be a restless life while the false queen reigns over my people. But a life nonetheless, and a free one. Yes, I will stay. My destiny is for neither 𝒔𝒂𝒏 nor Orpheus to decree. It is mine. We fought well together. I will gladly fight with you again. If not the astral seas, then here, and wherever else we go.
The 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒆 are leaving. It would have been hard to imagine parting ways from them peacefully once.
With the 𝒂𝒏𝒊𝒆 gone, there's nothing left but the silence of the city, smoldering, waiting to be rebuilt.
So, what comes next? Celebration, yes. And perhaps a drink, too.
I will not be joining you. I fear my presence will be no more welcome in the streets of the city than it ever was.
Walk safely into the dark. You were truly tentacular.
I will miss you, too.
Now that you no longer live in each other's minds, it's hard to tell if the Mind Flayer is being sincere, though perhaps no harder than it ever was.
A lot of people died, so we could get to this moment. Let's go find somewhere to offer them a toast.
It's over. And it's all because of you. You, who were destined to become a thrall. Thanks to you, there will be no Illithid empire, no death god's tyranny. You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast. You are the saviors of Baldur's Gate. You slept like a babe straight through the night, dreamless, thoughtless, and almost entirely free. For the first time, you feel alone, calm. You breathe. Baal may have been your beginning, but he will not be your end. Of all those you killed in your father's name, one lingers in your mind even now. Isabel, the cleric of Selûne. Her death weighs upon you still. A burden you will carry for the rest of your days. But fortunately, you will not have to carry it alone.
Last night was an exception. I hope you understand that. The battle's won. Our journey is over. And I need to take my place at Lady Shah's side. How could I forget? A pleasant, vivid memory. But now I have to move on. All this has been to bring me to this point. And now I'm finally here. Thanks in no small part to you. Lady Shah's work is never ending. I've cleansed the ranks of her followers, leaving only the faithful, the worthy. Now is the time to spread her word. So many have suffered greatly in recent times, gripped by pain and loss. They will rush to the Dark Lady's embrace. It was special, but also fleeting, as it was always going to be. Do you know why I love night orchids? In part, because they do not last. They bloom where few ever see them, and in that moment, they're perfect. Then, they return to the darkness that birthed them. I am glad for the time we had together. There is much I still cannot truly remember. But I will never forget you.
"6 months since you cured yourself of the urge. Your life is your own now, and you are already becoming someone new. But the memories of the past will not leave you alone. You receive an invitation one day. In a hand you recognize immediately. Challenger of gods, it reads. Surely thou wishest to see thine true family once more. Withers, who raised you when your father struck you down. He bids you join him as a gathering of your allies and friends. So, once again, you return to the place where you formed your first memories. You are calm. You are you. You can do this.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
Lady Shah's blessings to you. Or perhaps you don't need them. You look well. Very much so. I couldn't bear to miss it. No matter how busy Lady Shah's work keeps me, her entire church prospers. The Absolute washed the Sword Coast with blood and tears. It's now a fertile ground for her message to flourish. Broken hearts, shaken faiths, refugees without homes, former cultists without purpose. They can all become the Night Singer's children, with the right nudge. You should see how they flock to us. We spread like the night sky chasing the sun below the horizon. A pity, yes. But also for the best, perhaps. It would have pained me to have you close, but not be able to dedicate myself to you in every waking moment. We would have been able to claim just enough of each other's hearts in order for it to hurt. Better to indulge ourselves fully whenever fate allows, than to live in compromise. And tonight of all nights was made for indulgence. I don't know if that's strictly true. I think I saw just about every inch of you when I last slipped away from my duties. I jest. You would think I'd be accustomed to loss. Yet, it stings all the same. Lady Shah may keep me occupied, but there's always a place in my heart and mind for you. But let's not grow maudlin. This is a celebration. Tell me what you've been doing with yourself. Oh, you utter tease. I suppose I, of all people, can't begrudge you your secrets. I suppose you'll be keen to do the rounds, with so many old acquaintances gathered. Do not let me hoard your time. But don't be such a stranger, either, in future. You know where to find me. I can always make some time for an old friend. One of the privileges of being in charge. Would that I could. But this is my life now. Lady Shah must come first. Always. Luckily for both of us, I'm well versed in stealth. Come here. like a rare vintage. Bittersweet to taste so infrequently, yet always worth the wait. That's the sort of trouble I live for. Now that's how you celebrate. All-consuming. Endless decisions to make, underlings jockeying for your attention, threats from the outside, threats from the inside. There's times I miss when it was just our little group against the odds. Simplicity is a luxury that's drifted out of my reach, I'm afraid. But at least for tonight, I can have a taste of how it used to be. I shouldn't. But from time to time, yes. Holding the office she once held, standing within the shadow of Lady Shah herself, it complicates my feelings towards her. I came to see her as an adversary, an obstacle. But what recourse did she have? What did she see when she looked at me? A future in which she was discarded, where the reward for her service and sacrifice was to groom her own replacement. What transpired was the Dark Lady's will. If time rolled back, I would do the same thing all over again without hesitation. Yet, I am not without sympathy. What? A show of sincere affection? You're lucky none of my followers are around to witness this. Come here. Let's keep that our special secret. I have a reputation to maintain, you know.
Well, look who it is. My murderous little friend. What have you been up to? Fallen back into old habits? Ah, a mutual interest. You must tell me all about it sometime, if only to make sure our plans don't clash. 𝒂𝒎💑's mansion has become my palace, and played host to every kind of banquet and soiree and masquerade imaginable. And of course, has seen its fair share of hedonism, clandestine deals, and the occasional disappearance. Whatever it takes to build up my influence over those who matter. I'm spinning my web. Power grows slowly, but I have nothing but time now. Oh, I wouldn't say ruler. Any old fool can sit on the throne. I would be more of a puppet master. For all my freedom to walk in the sun, it's still much more fun to pull the strings of power from the shadows. But the important thing is I am doing wonderfully. Finally having a life that's worth living. And who knows what's next? There's an entire world out there, ready for the taking. I appreciate your candor, even if you couldn't be more wrong. You know, I did miss you. You were never afraid to stand up to me. Now, almost everyone is. We did share a wonderful adventure, you and I. A pity to see it end in some ways. But we have great new lives stretching out before us, and great new adventures to go on. I will never forget the time we spent together, though. And I know you'll never forget me. Until next time, darling.
Chuk. I never imagined we'd be standing toe-to-toe on this day, in this place. Nothing but allies, I always told myself. A necessary partnership. But in spite of every strained word, every barbed glance, seeing you brings me even more pleasure than taking a royal inquisitor's head. Were it not for you, I might not have known the value of partnership, connection. I found new allies now. New friends. People I trust and who trust me in return. We've heard word of a Githyanki outpost hidden deep in Chult, the last of 𝒔𝒂𝒏𝒕's Sword Coast strongholds. We mean to slay every last Sarth in Kithrak. Perhaps the Challenger of Gods would care to join us. You always did have a great fire in your belly. I'm glad to see you have kept it kindled. Now go, mingle while you can. That's the word, right? Mingle? There is plenty of time yet for slicing scalps and tasting blood.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel? Thou givest thyself so little credit. The duty borne by you was great. You could have well shirked. Thou gavest what it was possible to give. The realm continues for your sacrifices. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much. What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving. To you.